Time now for News Talk, and our guest for this half hour is David Toth, and he is a filmmaker, and he actually shot a couple of films. It's going to be a series, and they were shot in the city of Utica and the surrounding areas. Thanks for coming on the program this afternoon.
Thank you very much for having me.
This is really, really cool. I was checking out the trailer, and it looks lots and lots of fun, and it's just so neat to see the city shots and stuff like that. Like, oh, I know that area. I know that area.
You could say that the city is recognizable in it, right?
Yeah. So how did this all come about? Because I was talking to you during the break. You're not from this area.
I am not from this area. I'm from White Plains, New York, which is in Westchester County. And what happened was my producing partner, John Calpin, his father, whose name is also John Calpin, he owns the Court Street and the Genesee Street Children's Centers.
Okay.
And so when he found out that we were location scouting actually 2 years ago, and he said, well, we had some difficulty, some red tape, some bureaucracy in Westchester County about where to film, how to film, and he said, why don't you try coming up here to Utica? So we got put in contact with Paul Buckley, who's down at the City Hall, and the city has been very, very generous. I couldn't say enough about it.
Now, when you're scouting out places, obviously you mentioned the bureaucracy aspect, so you've got to deal with that number one probably.
That, yes.
But what are you looking for when you're scouting things out, as far as architecture and whatnot, or the area?
It depends on what the story calls for. This story, particularly Chance Encounter, was a suspense thriller, and I was looking for it to have kind of a throwback feel to it, the 30s, 40s film noir look, which the city has plenty of. I mean, some of these alleyways that you go down on, you're like, wow.
Yeah. Yeah, it's really, really amazing.
They exposed the brick walls and all of that. So that's kind of what I was looking for. Also, we need a train. So where can we film logistically on a train without causing too much disturbance?
So tell me about the series itself.
Sure. The series, it's called Empire Tales, and basically the reason being that all these stories take place in the Empire State, so New York State. So some of them might be urban stories in New York City or Yonkers, what have you. Also some suburban stories and some rural. And so they're all thrillers in kind of the Hitchcock mold, in that they really challenge the viewer to keep up with the story and keep guessing as to might it go this way, that way, all the way up until the end. And perhaps there's a twist where your expectations are either confirmed or denied, like, oh, I didn't see that coming, but it kind of makes sense. So that's really the story. And now,
in a moment, we'll tell you where you can watch this here locally, but are you also online where people can follow this online? Is that how it originally is starting out?
Absolutely, yes. I have a website called www.jktoth.com, and it's also integrated to Facebook, so you can see all the information there. Trailers are there. And the one thing I want to mention about this is all going to be at the Uptown Theater in January 14th and 15th. And it's tied together with a band. It's kind of a Battle of the Bands type event. Where we have 5 bands on each day, Friday and Saturday, competing for the prize. And so when you go there, basically for $9, you get a movie, you get to see your bands play. And so it's kind of an event. It's kind of a film premiere tied in with a
That's awesome. And there's the information on your screen right there, and you can always call that number if you want to get more information. And again, tell me the website again, just so we can put that out there.
Sure. It's www.jktoth.com, so jktoth.com.
And as far as future aspirations, you're hoping to take this all the way to Hollywood?
Yes, I'm hoping to tack on 2 more, or maybe 1 more, and have a feature film, which I think I can after all this, and possibly, definitely, maybe film it also in this area, because the 3rd one is a kind of a rural cabin type story, and there's certainly enough snow.
Yeah.
To do that. So.
All right, terrific. Well, good luck with it all, and I hope everyone will show up in January. That'll be great.
Thank you very much for having me.
Thank you for coming on the show.